Oh, hello there. What do we have here? Huh! What do we think's in the box? Alright, so with the magic of the internet and cutting things together, I have a box that I'm going to magically open. Now blink your eyes quick. It's opened! Alright, I opened this before. Actually, I did a live unboxing of this when it came in. And YouTube has continued to chew on said live unboxing and live stream. Some of my best work, some of my best witty commentary and banter. Some of my best, oh my god, look, squirrels reading of comments, interrupting anything that I'm saying, and really kind of doing a non sequitur wind through the woods, but with some really good people. So sadly, this is the redo. And this here is the Monoprice Indio 66 Deluxe. And it really is, as you can pretty much tell, it's very less polish. Except, we've gone off script. What be this? What be this headstock? It's kind of like how PRS does it, or maybe Warrior, or some of those things. It kind of looks like Gumby. It kind of looks, well, it's just different. Kind of looks like, I don't even know what it kind of looks like. Anyway, that's the headstock. That's the Indio logo. Then it picks up the standard, Les Paul inlays, Les Paul shape. Very good Les Paul shape. I will try to put this over just to the side by side. The only thing that's really different than a classic Les Paul is right here, where the body meets the neck. It's a slight upward angle. Here you can see, right here, a regular Les Paul. And it's kind of like squared off, and this whole radius of this turn is just ever so slightly different. And the ever so slightly is probably for the wish that Gibson won't make them change it, sue them. It's different. Now, this is actually very similar to Edwards, like my Edwards, has that same kind of upward tilt here. Not quite as extreme as, say, an ESP Eclipse, which you can see here, which is a lot more angular as it hits the neck. We're splitting hairs here, but that's what we do on this channel. Staying close, and we can talk a little bit more. So, 4 nicely placed knobs, and for those obsessives, compared to, say, Gibsons and stuff, the knobs are actually properly at least oriented with relation to the stop tailpiece, so they are further back. On a lot of Gibsons, this tailpiece starts after the midpoint of this knob here, and even on some Bentons and things like that. The stop tail hardware and even the Tune-o-matic bridge, which doesn't have the retaining wire, which is good, because those annoy me for no apparent reason at all. They're both very polished and very good-looking metal, better than, say, the entry-level Bentons or mid-level Benton ones that I've gotten, better than the cheap Chinese stuff. So it definitely has a very good look, a lot like Agile's and Made in Korea stuff has. The pickups are 2 Alnico of some sort. I haven't yet popped them to kind of take a look at that, but perhaps we'll do it. And 2 volume, 2 tone. They are mini pots, but they are not the classic Chinese, like a connector, pre-connected in. They're all soldered directly from the pickups to the pots. If that makes any difference, I don't really know. But inquiring minds seem to care about these things, so I try to give you what I can. Now, moving along there, the neck is bound, but it doesn't have fret and nibs, so you can see like that. Dots are nice. The neck is actually 3 pieces of wood here, with a 2-piece heel, so the heel comes in a little cap. And then there's a scarf joint for the headstock portion. And it has vintage tuners, which someone commented on the previous video, and I tend to agree that Groverish ones probably would have looked better, at least for all of it, but this is very classically unclassical, differently classical, zigzaggingly classical, something like that. Fretboard is, of course, dry, but it came set up very well. The frets are nice and tall and kind of jumbo-y and really dressed well. Actually very impressed by the setup that this guitar has out of the box. Now, it's a box switch, so one of those noisy, clicky, but the good thing is it's at least slightly resistant to accidentally bumping it, and it stays where you leave it, which is kind of cool. Let's talk about the flames. They're a little shy. Not bad, nothing crazy, but it's definitely not the picture on the website. It's a little bit different. Still very nice, sexy. Ooh, work for it like you want it. In reality, there's definitely a flame maple veneer there with some sort of other cap on top of a mahogany-ish wood body. It's tough to tell if it's mahogany, basswood, sapele, I don't know. But it's a tasteful honeyburst. That's the other thing. The cherry sunburst in their cherry sunburst looking one in the ads on the site, definitely, this is honeyburst. It's actually labeled as honeyburst on the box. But I'll show you some trickery. Here's a photo I took in my office of this guitar. Here, I'll go over here like this. Right here. And it looks nice. It's there. It looks this guitar. Here's me playing with a couple of very simple Instagram filters, and voila, it looks cherry sunburst and epically awesome. So, sight unseen stuff definitely has some degree of risk there, right? But overall, color's good. Plastic colors are nice. They're not like the greeny, gross ones. It's some pretty good stuff. Flaws. I will give you the number one flaw I've discovered of this guitar so far in ownership. It doesn't stand up on its own. So if you were to lean it up against something, like this, and then if you were to, say, walk across the room and grab something, it just may fall. And it just may fall and hit a chair leg where I did a nice little ding right there, and a nice little ding right there. I'll even show it to you, because I am an idiot. Zoom in, focus. Yeah, I put a ding there, and I put a ding there. Those didn't come from the factory that way. No, I did it because I am so stupido. And I am. I'm an idiot, and you think by now I would know better, but I don't. Shouldn't really surprise anybody. Fit and finish, though, there's one minor little couple millimeters of, I can't even tell what's going on there, if it was a little ding that got done or whatever. It's super tiny, but it comes up. Aside from that, the binding has been masked off very well, and the neck has been masked off. You've got a millimeter or two where the paint, or the stain, it's really paint, transparent paint, overlaps the binding, so you kind of see like an orangey line before the wood starts. It's a millimeter and a half, somewhere in there. It's tiny, a 1/16 of an inch, maybe a 32nd. I don't even know. 3-piece body, wood, but pretty well matched up. So if you didn't really look for it, you kind of, I guess, in the film, you get the fact that the middle section's a little more wavy than the outside, but everything matches up well. You have a couple little stainy swirls on the bottom, but nothing too outrageous. It's 1 7/8 inches thick, so it's not a full 2-inch thick, but it's still enough. She is light, though, and I haven't weighed her. She's not the lightest Les Paul that I've ever owned. I think the Bad Cat Unicorn was. It's a little heavier than that. It's not neck divey or anything. It's still quite balanced, but it's not 8, 10, 12, 15 pounds of Les Paulage. It is what it is. And if prior experience with Chinese guitars, made in China guitars, and made in China Les Paul copies, inspirations, facsimiles, rip-offs, fakes, any of those, if any of that experience has anything, there's probably a great swing from one of these to the next. It's just kind of the way it is. Now, I would do a play demo, but right now I'm in my new layer of amp wall. Actually, no, I'm in my office. I bought a green screen. It's behind me, but you can't really see it because I've done a nice faded out background that I've stolen from this guy, on the internet of just a picture that they had of a pile of amps. And what I'll probably do this weekend is take a picture of my amp corner, and without making fun of it, use this thing, and then it'll look like I'm at home even when I'm not at home. So, anyway, this is the Monoprice Indio 66 Deluxe. This is my overview, my detailed little things that you see when it comes out of the box. Other thing, the other big failing of this guitar, the big negative. When you're stretching out the strings, sometimes they break, like this high E string. Oh no, but cheap Chinese strings out of the box are cheap anyway and should be replaced. If you ever actually fully judge a guitar that's come from China, from the strings that are on it, with maybe the exception of the Bentons that have Dodorios, you're doing the guitar a disservice. Put some real strings on it, damn it. These are early morning videos. I have a lot of goofy energy. I hope you liked it. As always, I've been Nick in the States. Enjoy. Wait, no, not enjoy. Wow, I'm out of practice. I have issues. Thanks for letting me share them. Oh, let me show you a new issue, too, while I'm talking to you. You stay right there and stare at my computer overlaid background. part of my new work recording setup is I bought one of these. It's a lunchbox, except instead of horribly soggy sandwiches and whatnot, it has Mesa Boogie goodness in it. And it has tubes. And it has things like Cab Clone Out and things like that, where I'm going to try to be able to get at least guitar demo videos and be able to record in the silence of my office. And if you stay tuned, I'm sure you'll see a lot more because it's easier for me to record during my lunch break than it is to kick everybody out of my houses routinely. More content! I'm learning! As always, folks, I've been Nick on the stage. Yes, I have issues. Thank you for stopping by. Have a great day.